That is my simple micro software defined receiver transceiver from China. Very simple unit, basic QRP unit. But this video is not about my QRP station. This unit is about using FT8, but not in the way that most ops use FT8. Some people, FT8 seems to be one of those modes where people either love it or they hate it, and there's no middle ground. But whether you're working it, you don't have to actually actively work FT8. It can also be intimidating for people that think they have to run cables between the transceiver and a computer or tablet or whatever. And that gets a little intimidating, especially for the newcomers that are not engineers and electronics technicians. Something that I think was more common in the past, but with the influx of the new hams, we don't run into it as much. So FT8 can be intimidating in many ways. But even if you don't want to work the mode, it has a very interesting secondary function in my opinion. A lot of us use reverse beacon network or whisper or PSK reporter to see if the bands are open and what can be heard, who can be heard, and where. Well, the same thing can be done with a simple smartphone or tablet, and just like in way back when fax machines, you had to lay the handset into a cradle and do what we used to call acoustically coupling the unit to the fax machine. You can acoustically couple a tablet or smartphone to your transceiver or your receiver. And acoustically coupling sounds like a very highfalutin engineering term, but the bottom line is it's basically speaker to microphone. It's that simple. It's also nice without cables, and that you know that you're isolated in case there's any differential in grounds or anything like that. So let me turn on the radio and I'll show you how I use FT8 in terms of determining where's the band open to and who we can hear. Punch it up, you put it in FT8 mode, here we go. Then take your tablet, set it in front of the speaker, and as you can see, you can now see the stations scrolling across the screen. I can see we have stations in zone 2, 0, 8. So let's see if we have any DX coming in here. This time of night sometimes we do. Oh, IK, there's an Italian station. CE, there's Chile. Have some POTA guys working it. Trying to look through the viewfinder here to read all this. And it is not as sensitive to noise or as fragile to noise as one would think when you're going speaker to mic. A crash in the room or a little background noise isn't the end of the world when you're acoustically coupling. I mean, I can drum and make noise, and the audio tones used are of such high frequency, it does not impede the decoding at all. Now, not the most pleasant sound in the world, but here, in just less than a minute, we've seen where the band's open to, if there's DX available, what zones are out there, and of course you get the grid squares, DM43, EM10, so you can see where these stations are right off the bat and who they're working. And the other nice part is this software, this FT8 receive, reports to PSK Reporter, so that you can then go on there, on the web page PSK Reporter, put in your own call sign, and it will show you the stations you are hearing. And you basically get a map, and usually if you can hear them, you can work them. You know, if the band's open, it's open. Anyhow, that's my simple lazy man way of using FT8 almost as a whisper or a reverse beacon network way to check the band. Takes less than 30 seconds to do and answers the questions very nicely. Gives you relative signal strength as well. So anyhow, I hope this is helpful, and will maybe at least give you a good DX tool, and if you're not enthralled with FT8 as a mode, you can at least use it as a beacon system with millions and millions of operators around the world generating test signals for you. Best of luck, 73s. Oh, that station's loud. What an annoying sound. Anyhow, it doesn't have to be that loud. It'll decode quieter.